Before we get too further into an interview, I just wanted to get an update on Eric. I'm sorry, Phil. How is he doing right now?
Phil's doing really, really good.
Good, good.
Uh, uh, Physically, he's good. And, we did a show just a few weeks back in Atlanta where he came out. Of course, he lives just outside Atlanta. He played great. He only played two songs, Hold On and Wayward Son. But he played great, sounded great. Physically, he was great. It's just, the bottom line is that the guy had a widowmaker heart attack, so
Yeah.
you can't blame him for being a little tentative about traveling,
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, he's post heart attack, he's on all sorts of medications to help him recover from that. So when you're 75 years old, that's kind of a extended process.
Sure.
He's got a clean bill of health from his doctors, but, they're playing it extremely cautious. Of course, his first priority is his family.
Of course.
So,
and he's baby stepping it basically.
I'm sorry?
He's baby stepping it. You're not going to come back.
Oh, yes.
Like a fireball.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, you got to be sympathetic to that where, I like to give him the business, just come on, bite the bullet, get out here, don't give me any excuses.
We only have 40 shows left. You can do it. It's easy.
Right, come on, Jesus, will you stop whining for Pete's sake?
You've been doing it for 60 something years. Come on.
Right, give me another excuse, please.
My God, that's just great news to see he's gradually getting back in the throne. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And Eric is doing a great job with the fill-in.
Eric spent nearly 20 years sitting right next to him, being his drum tech. And I don't know if you know this, but I played in two bands with Eric's father. One was a Yes tribute band. Then another one where we did, a lot of commercial rock, the Journey, Styx, Foreigner thing.
Sure.
And Eric's father is just a phenomenal drummer. And it's, the old saying, the fruit don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah.
Not Eric already had that talent before he became Phil's drum tech. But just, being Phil's drum tech and really studying him all those years, it was so seamless. You couldn't get more seamless, Eric, sliding into the drum position from Phil.
Right. How fortunate was it for you guys? That's amazing.
It really is, when you look at that respect of how, band members have left and oh my God, Bill, to think that, Rich does limited dates now. He's still coming out. But Scott Bernard, Kenny Loggins, guitar player, has been doing a lot of dates in Rich's absence. And it's just funny and kind of disconcerting for me that I'm now the senior member on stage.
Oh my goodness!
When I was the youngest, when we started, Jesus, Bill, I got one foot on a banana peel and the other in a bucket of Geritol. Are you kidding me? And I'm singing the stuff that Steve recorded when he was 25. What the hell is wrong with me?
I tell you,
You know,
I was watching some YouTube videos from this year, 2025, and my God, man, this Kansas, this band is so freaking tight. I mean, you can't get a drop of water out of it. It's so tight. I mean, my God, the vocals, the
it,
playing. I
it,
mean, everything put together. It's insane.
yeah, you know, and that's what I was about to say. You know, the the people that have come into the positions just in the time that I've been in the band. You know, Tom taking over for Dave Mannion. Tom's a freaking animal. You know, I mean, the boy with the golden resume. I always say that. You know, being Meatloaf's keyboard player and Debbie Harry touring with Yes. God, I hate him. You know, just him, and then, you know, Joe taking over for Rags, and I miss Rags dearly. Rags was my best friend on the road, but, you know, uh, time catches up with some of us, you know, when you start getting into that. When you pass that 60 mark and you're still able to do what you do, you're pretty lucky. When you pass the 70 mark
Oh
and
yeah,
you're still able to do, that's winning the lottery. You
yeah.
know, that's what Phil and Rich done.
No,
You know, to pass
absolutely.
that.
I mean, I'm 54 and I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? And so every decade that's going to come after now is, yeah, like you said, it's a prize. It's like hitting the lottery. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, it's funny when you look at it in that perspective. You know,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
because don't you remember when you were, you know, in your early 20s and you would look at someone who was probably in their late 40s or early 50s and think to yourself, "Oh my God, they're so old."
Oh, they were old as hell. Absolutely. And now I look in the mirror and I'm going, I'm
Right,
54, but I actually look kind of 45. So yeah, I'm doing good, you know? Meanwhile, to these
right,
same
but
20-year-olds, I'm over the frickin' hill, man, you know?
no, no kidding. Bill, I look at kids that are 25 and I think to myself, I got concert T-shirts that are older than
Yeah,
them.
yeah. And speaking of that, I mean, you're right there, front and center for every show. I mean, looking out and seeing the multiple generations, that's got to blow your mind as well. That this music
It's
that goes
something
back,
that I've,
it's insane.
yeah, it's something that I've experienced the transition of from the time I've been in the band. And, you know, a lot has to do with, you know, the media things that have come out, you know, but of course, Guitar Hero was huge when Wayward Son came out on Guitar Hero. It introduced Kansas to a much, much younger generation.
Yeah.
But Bill, I remember when I joined the band, that first few months I was in the band, I mean, I look out over the audience and I'm like, whoa, I'm 52 years old and I feel young.
Yeah.
You know, because imagine, you know, Left Overture came out in 76.
Yep.
If you were 20 years old in 76, how old are you now? Do the math, you
Oh,
know?
God. Don't have me do math now, man. Come on. I'm too old for this
Right,
shit.
but it was right. It's been interesting for me, uh, and rewarding, to, you know, look out at these crowds now and see teenagers.
Yeah.
And they're not the kids of the fans; they're the grandkids of the original fans.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
And the math
and they're
comes out
really
to 80,
digging.
actually.
Right, right. You know, and those kids, they're not just sitting there waiting for Wayward Son. You know,
Oh,
they're
no.
really getting into the whole show. You know, I see them just like, again, it's just so rewarding to, you know, see these kids, teenagers, if not younger in some cases, come out and just be spellbound by the band. And that, you know, it gives me hope for the youth of America.
Yes. Hell yeah. Now, speaking of all these multi generations in the audience, I mean, Kansas recently hit the incredible milestone of 50 years as a band. I mean, that's insane. I mean, when you reflect on your time with them, how does it feel to be part of such a storied legacy?
Yeah, Bill, God, I've said it a million times, and it has the same intensity of when I said it the first time. It's surreal to me. And when I first got the job with the band, I thought, I was looking at the average age of the band. At 52, I was the youngest, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, if I could do this for 2 years, 3 years, if I could get 3 years out of this, how great would that be? And here I am, 11 years later.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty mind blowing, you know. So, but again, it's this band. It's not the performer. It's the music.
Oh, yeah.
There's a quality, a upper intense quality to the music, and not only that Carrie wrote back in the day, but that the music that Zach and Tom have written for the last two albums, especially Zach, who wrote just about wrote everything on Prelude Implicit, and then Motherlode on The Absence of Presence.
Right.
There's a quality in this music that for Kansas to stamp that Kansas label on, it has to be at that level, and it becomes the music. It's not the band or the personalities in the band. Whereas, I've said, when you think of Aerosmith, you instantly think of Steven Tyler or Joe Perry.
Sure.
Kansas doesn't fall into that classification, which, because it's the music and the music is the forefront, as long as the quality of the performer is the best of the best, it really is going to go on indefinitely.
Oh, absolutely. Agreed. And to everyone listening, I've seen Kansas before, and again, so tight, polished. I mean, half the time it almost sounds like the actual recording, because you guys play homage to that original recording by honoring it by the way you guys play. It's amazing. It really is.
I don't know if people take me seriously when I tell them that every single show, no matter where we're at, we have a rehearsal room and we are drilling. Even the songs that we're doing in the show that night, we're drilling. We don't allow ourselves to get lax. It's a matter of keeping that quality at the highest. So, I mean, there's shows where, someone stumbled, or, where the audience would never know it. Never in a million years, but we're our own worst intense critics. And it's like there's times when I've walked off stage and I've been like not happy with my performance, and someone will come up to me and go, "Oh my God, that's the best show I've ever heard. Your voice was incredible tonight." And it's like, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's that self-induced, that Kansas stamp that just forces you to pursue that quality and never let your guard.
Yeah, because you can say, I performed this song hundreds of times. I don't need to practice. You know what I mean? But then you're not doing yourself, your road family, which is your band, or the fans any justice at that point.
I've played Point of No Return a million times. A million times. Boy, I still practice that riff.
Yeah.
I still practice that riff just to keep it fluid.
Yep. Because as we both know, as we get older, those fingers are.
Hey! We won't have any talk like that.
What?
Pass the Geritol.
That was somebody patching in on my feet, I think. Get out of here. Go away. Jesus. Now, Now things have changed, of course, since the '70s, even the '80s and such. How has touring changed over the years? I mean, a lot of times guys would pile up in a van, 6, 8 bunks, and travel all across the country. But now I see a lot of bands are flying in for gigs and then renting the instruments or maybe bringing their main acts with them on a plane or something. How do you guys tour?
Thank God. What we do is the day before a show, we'll fly into that city, that town, or, if it is a town that's not near a major hub, we just like this weekend, I'm coming from Chicago. We flew into San Francisco, got a connecting flight here to Medford, and then we rent cars. And then providing that the routing allows for us to drive to the next show. We'll either drive or fly to that next show, and we'll do our 2, 3, 4 shows in a row and fly home and have a couple days at home. I learned real quickly when I became the lead singer of Shooting Star, that first time going on the tour bus, it's like that rite of passage into rock stardom,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's so impressed by the tour bus, and it's like, I just thought it was so cool to finally be a part of the tour bus touring musician. And let me tell you, does that lose its luster fast?
B.B. King,
because
B.B. King had invited me and my dad on his tour bus, and we were on his bus for 2 days. B.B. loved my dad. They were both war veterans. They were both 300 pounds, both diabetic. They had everything in common, and I tell you, after probably 9 hours on that thing, I wanted to get the hell off. But I'm here with BB. It didn't matter.
It was really something for me to be so anxious to get on that tour bus, and by the 10th show, and I'm being generous there,
Yeah.
I waited to the absolute last second, and the road manager was yelling at me, "It's time to go," to get on that bus, because you're driving from Kansas City to Sturgis, South Dakota, and then I'm 6'2", and the bunks, your bunks on those tour buses, they're not very conducive to a guy that's 6'2".
Your feet are flat
Bill,
on the
it's so
wall.
funny. Oh my God, my head is, Bill, it's so funny. Almost every meet and greet, there's someone in meet and greet that turns around and looks at me and goes, "I never realized you were so tall." almost every show, every meet and greet, someone says that to me. I don't know why I come off so much shorter on stage, but
I don't know, man.
But it's funny. It's gotten hysterical to me.
Oh, man.
But, no, the bus thing. Thank God we don't do that. And boy, these country guys that go out 2, 3, 4 months at a time and never go home. Oh my God, my sympathies to those guys.
Well, these are guys that grew up riding horses. So what's a tour bus? I don't know.
Right.
At least the bus has shocks, Now I want to ask you,
Right.
looking ahead into the future, what excites you most about the future of Kansas and your role within it as the band continues to evolve past this historic 50-year chapter?
That's kind of self-answering there. Like I said, when I first joined the band, thinking that, boy, I was really hoping to get 2, 3 years out of the band. But now what excites me is knowing that the band is going to continue indefinitely. There's, God, Kansas has been such a huge part of my life. I remember going to Hillside Shopping Center and going to the music store in there and buying Left Overture when it came out. I was a freshman in high school,
No
you
way.
know, and it was
Awesome.
really it was really probably my first introduction into becoming a a a prog snob is how I classify it. Because I became such a huge fan of progressive music, and Kansas was like really the only U.S. band that had that kind of
Hmm.
prog intense. Everyone else was from England,
Yes, so
or
true.
Canada. I mean, it was, the Yes, I was heck, I was in a Yes tribute band for 3 years. All we played was Yes. Uh, but Yes from England, Genesis from England, and Rush from Canada. Kansas really was the only U.S. band that was really intensely prog rock to me. Uh, and like I said, I got kind of snobbish about it. And when the classic rock started to, how the cycles of time come around and other genres came in, and uh, I was, I totally missed the boat on the hairband thing.
Mm.
In hindsight, now I really like a lot of that music. I mean, got right off the top of my head, it makes me think of Winger.
Yes.
Holy crap. Rod Morgenstein, one of the greatest drummers ever. Holy crap.
Mm.
It just, you know, back in the 80s, uh, I really had no interest in that music because I was so hardcore into prog rock. Then the grunge thing came, and to me, grunge was just an avenue for bad guitar players.
Yeah.
That's how I
Agreed.
looked at it. And again, in hindsight, as time has gone on, I've revisited that music, all these genres, and I do get, you know, uh, I do get the attraction of some of the stuff. Bands like Pearl Jam and STP. They had some really good stuff.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it just didn't really excite me. But to have this resurgence of Kansas just explode in the tenure that I've been here is just so satisfying to me, and to know that there are people that appreciate this music, and that uh, it just seems to keep growing and growing. And it just in the time that I've been in the band, seeing the venues that I started out playing my first year to the venues and the events that we're playing now, it's just really satisfying to me.
And it's amazing that you went to that record store, purchased, Left Overture, and look where you're at right now. That's insane. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and Bill, I got to tell you, I've been a musician my entire life, and I have people that'll back me on this. Dina, my friend, who is Dennis DeYoung's niece, who is the reason why I'm in Kansas.
Ah.
Uh, she will attest that uh, I never really, when I was younger, I'm going to be the lead singer of Kansas, or I'm going to be the lead singer of Led Zeppelin when Robert Plant retires.
Yeah.
I never ever had that kind of mindset. I just wanted to get better every show.
Hmm.
And Dina and her husband Andy, when I first joined Kansas, when I first got the job, and I wear it on stage to this day, is this bracelet, and they had it inscribed with 100% every time.
Mm.
And she said, and I've known her probably since 91. or 92. And, she said, wherever I've seen you play, and I've seen you play in the worst shithole, there's no other way to put it, shithole bar, to, playing the Chicago theater with Kansas, that, I really gave 100%, every time. And it's just, I'm just in love with what I do. And, being in Kansas and being in front of these huge audiences now is just icing on the cake.
You can't ask for more than that, man.
No, I'm pretty lucky. I belong to a very exclusive club. Myself, Kelly Hansen and Foreigner, Tommy DiCarlo in Boston. Mm-hmm. Of course, the biggest guy of all, look at Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson is a replacement singer.
Yep. And most people think he's the original.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
isn't that something?
That is so odd. Like, I always have people going, "Oh, he's the greatest. It's so great that the band is still original." I'm like, no. You got to go back.
You better do your history. Do your homework.
But, as you probably know, Kelly Hansen is giving it up, and Luis Maldonado, the guitar player, is taking over on the leads, and he sounds pretty
another
good.
Great singer. And,
yes.
And I totally understand Kelly, because, boy, we played with Foreigner, and I look at that set list, and every one of those songs is just a giant hit, and every one of those songs, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of those songs is vocals from beginning to end, where at least being in a prog rock band, there's times when I get to catch my breath.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
so,
I hear you.
Imagine having to keep your physicality up to that night after night after night after night. We're only human.
Yeah, and he said that if he cannot give 1,000% to each and every one of the vocals on that song, then he doesn't want to do it. So that's why he figures right now, now's a good time. We got the young kid in the corner there in the pocket. He wants it. He's going to step up. And, we're going to see them in October over here in Oklahoma. So we're really excited. And let's remind everyone that today we are talking with Ronnie Platt. I mean, singer in one of the best live freaking bands ever. And if you people want to come out and see them along with 38 Special, Kansas will be performing at the Pavilion at Toyota Music Factory in Irving, Texas, this Sunday, July 20th. I mean, they're going to come out, bring all the classics such as Carry On Wayward Son, Dust in the Wind, Point of No Return, Song for America, Hold On. I mean, we could just keep going on and on and on. I mean, with all the songs Kansas has, this could probably be a 5-hour show, but of course it won't be. But yeah, it's
I'll be fine.
You can do it.
Right.
In between songs, you go on the back, you get on the bicycle, you pedal for 15 minutes, come back out, boom, go again, just
quit complaining and get to work.
Ronnie,
Bill, I gotta let you go here. I got JR schedules me for every 30 minutes.
It's
been a joy talking to you, and man, Kansas and 38 Special. What a show.
It's going to be unbelievable. I can't wait. If we can come back and say hi, that would be great.
Please do.
Will do, buddy. Thank you so much, and we'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday. Take care now.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
brother. Bye-bye.